DPI is a computer network packet filtering that involves inspection of deep nested headers and contents as they are transmitted across the network. DPI may occur with or without the consent of the parties and for purposes that are not consistent with the interests of the parties. Number 1. DPI as a security tool. It maintains the integrity and security of networks. It searches for signs of protocol non-compliance, viruses, malicious code, and spam. It also allows detection and interception of malicious traffic. Examples of security attacks that can be prevented are buffer overflow attacks, denial of service attacks, sophisticated intrusions, and a small percentage of worms that can fit into a single packet.
Another use of DPI is for targeted advertising. Because ISPs route all of the customer's traffic, they are able to monitor their browsing habits in a very detailed way, allowing them to gain information about the customer's interests, so they can display content advertising on the pages they control. For example, email accounts or login screens. At least 100,000 US customers are being tracked this way. Examples of this technology that are being used by providers include NetViewAd, FrontPorch, and Form.
Another current use of DPI is for blocking offensive or unlawful material. It is used for scanning network traffic or undesirable or unlawful content such as unlicensed distribution of copyright material or dissemination of obscene materials. Providers are sometimes required by courts or official policy to help enforce copyrights. Example of this is in 2006, wherein one of Denmark's largest ISPs, Tele2, was given a court injunction and told it must block its customers from accessing the Pirate Bay, a launching point for BitTorrent. Another use of DPI is for government spying, capturing and recording packets as part of surveillance for national security and other crime investigation purposes. Rumors are that Nokia Siemens Networks provided equipment to Iran under the internationally recognized concept of lawful intercept. Purposes of combating terrorism, child pornography, drug trafficking are carried out online.
There are several issues against DPI. One is that it contradicts the end-to-end principle of the Internet. This principle states that, whenever possible, communications protocol operations should be defined to occur at the endpoints of a communication system, or as close as possible to the resource being controlled. However, DPI can involve the inspection of information sent from one end user to another. DPI technology has the capability to look into the content of messages sent over the Internet, enabling third parties to draw inferences as the messages are being transmitted.
Network neutrality. Net neutrality means that nobody has the right to filter content on the Internet. Supporters of network neutrality want to ensure that network providers cannot screen, interrupt, or filter Internet content without court order. From another point of view, network neutrality is the principle that Internet users should be in control of what content they view and what applications they use on the Internet. The Internet has operated according to this neutrality principle since its earliest days. Fundamentally, net neutrality is about equal access to the Internet. In our view, the providers not be permitted to use their market power to discriminate against competing applications or content. Just as telephone companies are not permitted to tell consumers who they can call or what they can say, providers should not be allowed to use their market power to control activity online.
Privacy is the ability of an individual or group to seclude themselves or information about themselves and thereby reveal themselves selectively. The boundaries and content of what is considered private differ among cultures and individuals, but share basic common themes. Privacy is sometimes related to anonymity, the wish to remain unnoticed or unidentified in the public realm. Legal and public policy has historically recognized the rights of citizens to the integrity of their physical person, their property, and their personal information, which includes their communications. Prospective uses of DPI have significant privacy implications for users who spend a considerable amount of their lives online as consumers, professionals, and citizens.
DPI is a powerful and efficient technology that can be used and abused, which may be performed not only without the authority of the sender and recipient, but also for purposes that are, or at least may be, against the interests of some of the parties. This requires strong justification, tight controls, and enforcement mechanisms.
In our opinion, DPI may be allowed, but only to a certain extent. DPI must be used for security purposes only. Once used for other purposes, it becomes an invasion of privacy.
Unfortunately, tight controls and enforcement mechanisms with the right justification are seriously lacking, and both network providers and government agencies in many countries are abusing and undermining an internet infrastructure in the process.
So, is DPI
An invasion of privacy?
Yes!